The views, opinions, and pages shared by U Wealth Revolution and guests are not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Arias Barazande. Thank you for tuning in and connecting today. What if you could actually create a very rapid, miraculous shift in your life? In fact, maybe a miracle. And what if actually it could happen overnight? Well, we're going to talk about this with our own guest today, Nidhu Kapoor. Now, she is a next level transformation expert. That's why she was invited to this very special season that we're doing here at U Wealth Revolution. And she's going to actually show you how you can manifest while you sleep. Now, this has been a really cool area because I was always fascinated. At one point, it was a person who said, you know what, I make money while I sleep. And I didn't understand how that worked. And I set out myself to figure out how could you make money while you sleep. And I've actually found that that is absolutely true. So if you are having to work super hard to make money or go out and do 100 different things during the day in the heat, in the sweat of life, you could actually be making money while you sleep. And we're going to show you some interesting ways that you can manifest while you sleep, and also how to use decrees to break karmic cycles, get 100% closer to achieving your goals, and also bypass the resistance and even self-sabotage 1 minute at a time at night, and so you can fall asleep in possibility. Now, this is actually a really powerful gateway. What a lot of people don't realize is that nighttime is a gateway where you begin to break the bonds to this world and, in essence, open up to other worlds. And so why wouldn't you want to use that time? Well, if you've been doing all this manifestation work during the day and it isn't working, trust me, you're going to want to plug in, because we're also going to be doing a very simple process. You're going to see Nidhu is super pointing on these things. 2 words, 5 seconds, manifestation attunement. So she is the owner and sharer of the world's fastest transformational language called the Decrees, where shifts take place in seconds, deep and complete soul alignment and healing in moments, not months, not years. And she is going to show you how the unbelievable, how the wow, how the magical, how the miraculous, and powers like this, words like this, actually are normal things using these decrees. And she actually has a beautiful middle name called Speedster, and it's because thousands of people all over the world have received big shifts from her work. And she's got more than 50 original programs under her belt. And for the first time, she is introducing to U Wealth Revolution, we're very honored, the overnight miracle maker publicly. It's only 5 words, takes 3 seconds to totally begin to transform your life. I want to share a couple stories, and we're going to jump in because, I mean, my curiosity is probably as peaked as yours. Sammy K said, I had horrible and dark thoughts and dreams, and they were not funny at all. And then I got into a panic as something bad was going to happen to my young son. I felt so much lighter, however, once I started using the overnight miracle maker. I woke up feeling like myself again, and the big dark stone that felt like it was on my chest and shoulders completely disappeared. Unbelievable how I was yesterday and how I am today. Tripty B said, the overnight miracle maker is insane, amazing, right? I cannot believe how light, happy, and confident I am overnight. This put me on top of my game 100%. It is a life changer, folks. And we got all kind of stories. So, Nidhu, welcome back, and thank you for being here. This is great.
Thank you, Darius. It's awesome to be back. Hi, everybody. Thank you all as well for being here. I can't wait for us to dive into the overnight miracle maker, the overnight miracle method, because as the word suggests, it is overnight. And also, like Darius said, right, this whole thing about while you sleep. And the thing about while you sleep is that there is nobody who hasn't felt better after a good night's rest, no matter what you were dealing with. If you've slept well, you will wake up feeling differently. You could have cried yourself to sleep and woken up quieter. You could have struggled with a problem the entire day, gone to sleep and woken up with a solution. You could have prayed before and woken up feeling stronger. You could have studied before and remembered a lesson better. There are things that happen just before you go to sleep and in sleep. And that's the doorway, window, portal that we are going to be working with. So hang on. You're not just going to see its effect right now on the call, right now as we go on. You will see how the decrees work, how it takes just a few seconds, how there is absolutely no resistance that can come up in something that takes just a few moments before you go to bed. And you can also do it a little before you go to bed, so you don't have to grab just that moment itself. The fact is that when we sleep, everything resets, rewires, replenishes, restores, reorganizes itself. If you yourself remember how you were before you went to bed and how you woke up and how it was different, you will understand what I mean when I say sleep is a reality changer. It is the body's most natural and biggest healing mechanism, and it has been completely overlooked for the benefits that it brings. It's You say these few words and let the sleep do the rest. The thing that happens best when we go to sleep is that we are out of our own way, because the thing that gets in our way is our conscious mind. So when the conscious mind is shut down, there are no questions, there are no limiting beliefs, there's no doubt, there's no inner critic, there's zero block. The suggestibility that takes place when we go to sleep, because of the nature of sleep itself, means that whatever I have done just before I've gone to sleep, whether it's partying, whether it's scrolling, whether it's eating, whether it's having gone for a walk, whatever I have done just before I enter the period of sleep echoes into the night and then into the next day. Basically, tomorrow begins tonight. You're going to go to sleep. Yeah, go ahead. Please, Darius.
No, please. I think this is amazing, I'm just going to make a point that this is a transdimensional portal. It is a gateway between worlds. So everyone, as you're hearing this, just be thinking about the fact that you may very well, while you sleep, be connecting to a version of you that doesn't have the same belief systems, blockages, reality constraints that you are living with during your waking hours. And that this may be why you are now able to actually manifest through superpowers if you understand how to use this time. But please, Nidhu, keep going. And then I want to talk a little bit about your story. But yeah, keep going as to what sleep has potentially in store for us if we understand how to use it.
Correct. It's exactly like you said, Darius. And that is why across cultures, communities, generations, traditions, history, and geography has been the importance of prayer before bedtime. Because the ancient wise ones knew that something happens when we go to sleep, that what we do before we go to sleep is crucial, primarily because of this, because the portal is open. Not only is the conscious mind out of the way, the superconscious mind is awake, where sleep is the bridge between our regular lives and other dimensions. It is why we can also get messages when we wake up. How do you have clarity when you wake up, when you've gone to sleep, feeling so tired, exhausted, dealing and struggling with an issue? Because you accessed another dimension, you accessed another reality, you accessed another consciousness, another awareness. Sleep changes realities because you actually go through another reality. And this, right, where your superconscious is speaking to you, and which is also why you can have dreams or even nightmares, which is just your sleep body trying to make sure it's communicating with you. There are two things that happen to us in the brain body brain cycle.
Okay.
When you wake up in the morning, you have the body brain cycle, meaning you wake up, you want to go to the loo. Message goes to the brain sends the messages back to the muscles, and you get up, you walk over to the loo. You got to take a bath, the brain reminds you, take your towels with you, make sure that you've gotten the clothes you want to wear after your shower kept out. I'm hungry. The brain sends you signals, whether it's Swiggy, Zomato, the refrigerator, your mother, whatever it is. The body lets the brain know during the daytime. But at night, when you're sleeping, the brain lets the body know, which is why it is the body, brain, body, brain cycle. In the daytime, it functions very differently. At nighttime, it functions very differently. At nighttime, your brain is pruning and processing, reorganizing information that it has received. Enter superconscious, enter transdimensions, enter multiverses, where now a conversation gets set up. And that's why you need to have your conscious mind shut down for this, because there's no way it won't interfere. And the conversation is, what do I do about this? Should I keep this? Should I let this go? Is there a better way for me to live tomorrow?
Yes.
Is there an easier way for me to do this? In understanding the natural intelligence of sleep, as well as the spiritual intelligence of sleep, you will see that it's about letting your bedtime become your breakthrough time.
I love that. Say that again. Your bedtime becoming your breakthrough. Breakthrough.
Yeah, your breakthrough time. You're going to
Wow.
go to sleep anyway.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is going to come anyway. Have your breakthrough before you close your eyes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Nidhu, yes, we're going to dive into many of these beautiful ideas and truths and portal openings. People may not be familiar with you and how you're a little different. I think you're very different than a lot of the people we have on. I love reality hacking. You're a little bit of a reality transfer, reality hacker. You're a little bit of a shortcut. That's why people call you the speedster, because your methods are about almost like going very quickly into that new reality versus taking the long, slow, route that can take many, many years. What is it about what you discovered about reality maybe that's unique?
I love the question. And what I've discovered about reality is that it is extremely subjective.
Mm.
The rain is the rain everywhere. But for me, the reality of rain could be very different from the reality of rain for you. And this very subjectivity of reality means I can make it the way that I would like to be. That reality is not a fixed and solid structure. It is flexible. In fact, in quantum physics, which is physically quantum physics, where you understand light to be waves as well as particles, meaning that light behaves a certain way under certain conditions and behaves another way under a completely different set of conditions. Like when you see your fan rotating, uh, if you gaze at it, you will start seeing the movement of the blades. If you open your eyes and have a certain distance from it, you will just see it as a whirring energy. And just like that, the subjectivity of reality means that you don't have to let it define you at any moment. Right now, reality can change, is changing. And
Yes.
the fastest way I have seen this take place is with the decrees. And the decrees are a language of reality changing, of transformation, of ascension, of 5D, of the superconscious. There's nothing faster, as you will also get to experience. You're just going to say these words, and they're 2 words, 3 words, 5 words. That's it. And you'll say them just once, maybe thrice, maybe 5 times. But within those 10, 15 seconds, you will sense the shift. And as you know, the reality outside is the reality inside. So, because you're shifting so rapidly, something outside you will also begin to shift immediately. In fact, one of my promises is that within the same day, you will get to know what's
Mhm.
happened because of the work you have done. Whether you get the money, whether you get the phone call, whether you get the opportunity, whether somebody knocks at your door, within the same day, you will know your reality shift. Will it be exactly the way you would like it to be? Now, that's the thing, that's the other thing about reality. That till it gets to be the reality you would like it to be, you have to listen to the signs, signals, messages, and signposts that show up for you on a daily basis. For you to change your reality, it has to begin one day at a time, or rather, one night at a time. Because as you end your nights differently now, remember, tomorrow begins tonight.
Yes.
The more
Yes.
nights you end differently, the more different your reality, your life, your health, your wealth, whatever it is you're seeking is going to be. But one night at a time, 5 seconds at a time, it will happen.
I love that. And a lot of people might say, well, how could it be so easy? Well, guess what? The moment you step out of the way, everything is possible. I mean, we are the biggest block to the things we want, right? Because we are on and active and thinking and planning and strategizing and carrying forward all of our limitations constantly. But when we slip away and we go to sleep or that part of our mind is no longer there, guess what? We step out of the way. So, just an interesting thing to think about, everyone. If you are having a struggle with something, and let me know what it is that you want to manifest, that you want to create. I'm very curious. Let me know in the chat. Go ahead and type in maybe what your biggest struggle is. Also, raise your hand because we're going to go live with your questions and we're going to unmute the line for some very lucky folks who are going to get to work with Nidhu on this. And we're going to unpack more about how to bypass all this resistance and wake up with these things already in motion while you're sleeping. It's a very effortless way to go about it. Now, Nidhu, what are some of the things you've seen happen? And I'm going to always preface, we're not doctors, we're not offering medical advice or financial, results or guarantees because everyone is different. But the goal is that whatever it is for you that maybe feels like it's really a struggle, maybe something new comes in that proves to you that it's totally possible. So what are some things you've seen, Nidhu, with your clients and with people who understand how you begin to rework reality through your trainings?
Well, just with the overnight miracle maker, we've had this person, actually we've had more than one, dealing with breaking up with a narcissist, recovering from narcissistic abuse. And after 30 years of a marriage with such a person, when this particular person wanted to speak about their children getting married, and was expecting all kinds of frazzlements and traumas and dramas and unnecessary conversations and questioning of authority to take place, it all went off smoothly. The overnight miracle maker, there are quite a few of them, but you are going to learn one today, and it's not going to take you 30 seconds to learn it. So she
Okay.
learned it the day before, applied it at night, and the next day went on to have this conversation, and it flowed smoothly. Even when she was speaking to her daughter's therapist, and her daughter's therapist had some criticism for her, had some feedback for her, there was no problem. She could receive it as a reality and just something that she needed to work on. And that was for her a very big deal, because the way that she had been dealing with this for the last 25 years was to have a lot of pujas, have a lot of rituals, have a lot of satsangs. And what this means really in English is that there were many religious activities that were taking place.
Yes.
And she was like, my God, after all of that, I need something really simple. And
Yes.
that's what she got. And similarly, this other person, going through a terrible breakup. Like this person is, her ex is calling her colleagues and telling them what an awful person she is, texting her parents to tell them what an awful person she is. Like a terrible breakup. They were not married, but they were together for almost 13 years, seeing each other for about 8. Very long time to know someone, very long, very difficult to also break away completely from someone you've known this long. But she did. She did. And to quote her, she was a mess. Everything was a mess. She was bursting into tears over her dinner plate. She was completely zoning out during meetings in the morning. And then we did do some sessions as well, I will say that. Then she started applying the overnight miracle maker for recovering from heartache and heartbreak. And the very next day, there was a difference. She was more herself. She was more in charge. She was more present. And it's been now, by the time I think I let you all know about this, only about 3-4 days had gone by. And even then she was better. Now about 3 weeks have gone by. And she is just getting better and better and better and adjusting the overnight miracle maker for whatever is required for her to be sane, sorted, and fully recovered from what's happened. Because narcissistic abuse it's toxic, and it diminishes your self-worth, your confidence. It tears you. It breaks your spirit down. So there is a journey ahead, but the journey has started. Remember, one night at a time, 5 seconds at a time. Your reality will shift. It will change.
Yeah, and I got even when you were doing that and sharing some of that, that in that I could feel kind of like the space start to open up and just how you were describing what she was either saying or feeling or holding on to as she went to bed. So very interesting, and I'm very excited to dive in with a lot of people. Why is it though, do you think that most people do not get what they want? And what you said about someone having all these spiritual practices. I was just talking about this in my private group that spirituality is wonderful. And I'm going to be a little controversial here. But spirituality does not necessarily mean that you know how reality works and that you are getting the things you want. Because I have tons of people that are very spiritual and they're broke and they're struggling and they're not in happy relationships. So you have to understand how reality works on top of your spirituality. And Nidhu, I know you understand how reality works. What are your thoughts on that? Did I just get myself in trouble here?
No, not at all. Not at all. And actually, I'm so glad, actually, Darius, that you brought this up, because there is something called the carry forward effect. And what this means is that things build up over time, because we didn't know how to take care of them then, but then we also didn't learn how to take care of them a little later. You know, I had these papers to submit to a government department, and this is the government department in India. Sent it, got it back saying full stop is missing. Resubmitted it, said it came back saying colon is missing. Resubmitted it, saying it came back saying comma is missing. It was around the 4th time that I wanted to just tear my hair apart with
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
your dog's name is missing. And all of this took place over a couple of years. But the build up that happened would have started happening from the very first time, where I've gone through all the trouble of sitting with my lawyer, collating all the paperwork together, sending it off and having it back. And this carry forward effect, if you look at it, it's really what is generational trauma, where things have just gotten carried forward, carried forward, carried forward. And I see this thing in spirituality as well a lot, where the idea of spirituality is in some way connected to goodness or in some way connected to things working out for you. It's not. The idea of spirituality is to understand God, life, and the universe. Spirituality itself is not a reality changer, it's a reality manager. For your reality to change, you have to take a very hard, honest, objective look at what you are carrying forward. You know, we have this example, we see it all the time. A lot of us like to go to temples, and we have those relatives who go to temples every second day, they are at a temple. And here's the thing, right? You go to the temple, you enter the temple, you have to take off your shoes, you enter the temple, you do your worship at the temple, and it's amazing. And everybody at home is thinking, oh, wow, so spiritual. They've gone to the temple, they're at the temple all the time. Then you come out, you can't find your shoes, and you lose your head. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was great, while you're in the temple and everything was perfect, but you come back, and I say the same thing at UWealth. It's like we do activations and they're amazing, but if they don't ground into changing the way you think and then ultimately changing the way you act, then it's just almost like entertainment, right? And then you come back to the
Correct.
same problem. Like you've got to have the understanding and bringing these things into your physical reality. So yeah, yeah,
Correct. In fact,
yeah,
absolutely. Escape as well. Because
yes,
spirituality allows for you to avoid certain laundries.
yes.
And dishwashing, where you could be in that meditation or you could be in that particular process, but your spirituality is going to become your SQ, basically, is going to become your MQ, which is your money quotient and life quotient, only when you're able to translate it into reality. And I've seen that it's the hardest to do when there is too much of a pile up, when there is too much of baggage, when the things that you are carrying forward are just getting carried forward because they have not been dealt with. And of course, as an Indian, I cannot not say the word karma here. There is
It's, yeah,
there is also some karma to this, and karma is not about suffering. It is not about fatalism. It's not about saying, okay, then that's my destiny. It isn't. Karma means action in Sanskrit. In fact, that's the it's the
really.
Sanskrit word for action, which means all you have to do is take different action, take new action, and you
Wow.
will have a new result and a new reality. Healing is an action, thinking is an action, feeling is an action. Getting up in the morning and smiling at somebody is an action. So, spirituality very often feels like if I've done enough prayers, maybe I don't need to get up and make sure I've put food in my plate. You do, because God will not come down and put it in your mouth.
Yeah. I want to say thank you for that because I didn't realize that karma in Sanskrit meant action, which is very important, which then leaves me with the belief potentially all of us could have this understanding that if we take different actions, then we can unwind the karma, we can move out
100%
of the karmic influence,
correct.
versus, oh, this is my karma, and now it is like a stain on me, it is like an imprint on me, it is like a glass ceiling. No, take a different action. That's why I tell people it's like take the action. I love it. Now, tell me really quick, Nidhu, what is one big secret you want to share for people? If you could just give everyone one big secret regarding rapid manifestation, what would that be?
The one big secret is the English word abracadabra, which has come from the Arabic word avra kadavra, which actually means I create as I speak. And and the biggest secret in full in full and plain sight is that the words you are speaking are creating your reality right now. Words are manifestors. Your sleep is a manifestor. You combine these two, but wait a minute, I jumped to the program. The secret is the words you are saying, which is not to say that you do not acknowledge that you're angry or sad or vengeful or hateful or jealous. It's not. It's about knowing what to do with those words when they come up. It's 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 part of spelling. right? You cannot cast a spell with
Spelling, right. Oh my God,
you.
hold on a minute. Spelling words and casting a spell. That
It's
right
the same
there
thing.
blows me away. Oh God, and I've seen that my whole life. Did y'all get what she just said and what that means? As we spell words with, the letters, we are creating spells.
We are creating spells.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's
Oh
how
my
important
God.
words are. There is no work you can do to change your reality without including words, because words are those spell casters, and you are going to cast that spell over your sleep. But before that, we are going to take a look at whatever it is that you're dealing with, like Darius asked, and you are going to see how just using words and also one body movement. I'm going to show you
Okay.
the body movement as well. It's again 5 seconds. Everything is 5 seconds. You can
Amazing.
repeat it as often as you want, but everything is 5 seconds.
All right. So should we take some live callers that maybe we
Yes,
can
yes.
help today? Okay, very cool. So send in your questions and also raise your hand. I got to tell you, I mean, I love this. I mean, what I love about sessions is with people like you that we can get into a topic and then you will open up things that just make my mind go and makes me a better person. And that's why I do the show, because I know I don't know everything. I know what I know, but then there's this whole range of things that I don't know that I don't know. And that is like a lot. And we all are like that. So we're going to go to Shelly. Shelly, let us know what's the biggest challenge you are facing. Let me see if I can unmute you. Let's see.
I think I'm unmuted. Hello?
Okay, there we go. Yeah, and you're welcome to turn on your camera. Shelly, what's the biggest question or challenge you're facing that maybe we can help?
Oh, it's all the crap that I've had to deal with for most of my life. And I'd like to be able to get unstuck. I've been on a lot of the calls and a lot of the, with the people that you've had on, Darius. I know I've been picked many times over there. I just would like to finish off the rest of my life, what I have left, with abundance, joy, without all this garbage, to be able to do my healing work, to be able to, be out there and do what I want to do when I want to do, without having to, what is it? Survive. I want to thrive.
What is the garbage? I'm just curious when you say all the garbage, is that
Uh,
fourth dimensional stuff, like third
well,
dimensional stuff, like reality? Okay.
actually, it's all of that. Besides life happening and then having to deal with my father, who's basically a walking skeleton. I'm surprised he's made it 6 months into this year, and dealing with an individual in his life that's stuff shouldn't be happening the way it is. And then, my own stuff. And then you got to deal with all the dimensional stuff and all the energies of the planets and other people's stuff that's not yours. It's just all of it.
Right. Well, we have Nidhu with us. So Nidhu, what would you do first?
I'm, yeah. And I have to say this, Shelley, you've articulated quite a bit, but it's also true for most of us. There is no real one single issue. A lot of us have a number of things going on. And what I want you to tell me is, on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is not at all and 10 is really high, how stuck are you feeling?
Uh, Beyond 10.
Beyond 10 is fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep checking on the word stuck,
Okay.
because everything is contributing to this stuckness. So we're going to take the big picture of stuckness and we're going to start bringing it down. And the first thing I would like you to do, Shelley, is have some water.
Okay.
By the way, when we're dealing with a lot, we usually forget to drink water.
Yes.
But that lack of water, actually makes things worse. Water, like sleep, is another one of the body's natural healing mechanisms. So more water is definitely required. And now I'd like you to do something as simple as, just please look to the right, look to the left, turn back to the center, have another sip of water. Take a couple of seconds if you like. And now tell me, where the number was beyond 10 for stuckness, how much is it?
Um, it kind of feels like it's come down some.
Give it another 5 seconds. Not doing anything, just letting what we did take hold. And check again.
I feel that it's kind of not coming down as much as I would like to because of dealing with all the other stuff and then the heat and other, things that have to take care of, but the funds aren't there and lack of sleep, all of that.
Yeah, all of that. And I'm just going to advance what we've just done. Although I must say, Shelley, that the desire to have it in the timeline that you would like, which is basically you would like your mind and body to work a certain way, tells me that your carry forward is quite high. So now there is impatience to see results. However, the more impatient you get, the further away they will go, because that's also part of how our reality works. You cannot play God. There is only one God, and it's not us.
That's right.
So you will have to align with your shifts as they happen. But take a look. It dropped a little bit, and that's also amazing. And I'm going to just give you the next advanced version of what we just did, and you see how that makes you feel as well. This time, when you look right and left, I want you to close your eyes and do it. So close your eyes, look right, look left, come back to the center. Don't open your eyes. Open your eyes, have a sip of water. From beyond 10, you said, I can feel it dropping. I think it's dropped somewhat. Then you said it kind of is not dropping as fast as I would like. Now tell me, where are you?
Maybe like an 8. I may have
Good.
to I may have to process some of this because I also have a scientific mind and I'm always trying to analyze, okay, what does it do when we do this to the right and to the left and then come back, that sort of thing. So
I'll come to that. Let me just give you the decree to say as well. It has dropped. Therefore, it is working. Wherever the doubts, resistances, questions the mind is bringing up, again, also tells me that your carry forward has impacted how you will also heal or allow healing to take place. So, Shelley, I hope that you have a daily practice that you use for yourself, whatever that might be, however long it takes, whatever it is that you enjoy. But a daily practice is an absolute must for you. Let me give you the words I would like you to say and what I would like you to say. And just by the way, everybody else, while we are looking at Shelley's situation, the solutions are universal. So you can think about your problem as well and just do what we're doing together, Shelley and I. You'll do it as well. Like the words I'm about to share right now for Shelley are also applicable to whatever it is that you're going through. So give it a shot. And the words we're going to say, Shelley, and we're going to say them 5 times. And the words are, I don't want this garbage.
This garbage.
5 times. I don't want this garbage. 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 Have water. Again, give it a few seconds because your mind would also like to be controlling how you are receiving and shifting. So give yourself a minute.
I had to get more water.
Please do. Please follow along. It is applicable to every situation, whether it's heartache, whether it's a headache, whether it's money, or whether it's your mother-in-law. It'll work. In fact, while Shelley comes back, please do let Darius know how you're responding to this. We're going to do one more sentence, by the way. We're going to do that also just 5 times. So whenever Shelley's ready, we'll do that. In the meantime, how are you all doing?
Yeah, let us know, and then we're gonna let that process for Shelley as well, and then we're gonna take another caller. So we got, yes, it will help if you follow along. Let us know. I'm so happy to be here. Says Sahar, thank you, thank you. Keep sharing, everyone. What is going on? Are you finding that you are minimizing the state of feeling stuck, if that's what you are feeling, or whatever state? So let us know. And then Nidhu, yeah, keep going with Shelley. Shelley, what's going on?
Um, I can't really describe. Oh, what's going on right now?
Well, that's good in the
I,
sense that you're not describing it the way that you did before. So that's good. If it's a shift, it's a shift. And this is one of the things I tell people is like you've got to take if it's a 1% shift, take that and open up that and begin to exist in that reality. Like what people look for, and this too, it's like I want 100% to never have that feeling again. It's kind of that's pretty high standard. I mean, even Jesus had doubts. Even Jesus had moments where he doubted. But it's finding that percentage of yourself that is infinite and then now living in that space. So if there's anything new, go into that newness and begin to create and open that reality. Because you're a human being having an experience. You're not going to have like zero of any negative thoughts. I have negative thoughts every day. I mean, it's just not possible while you're in the body.
Correct. And also this whole thing about 1%, there is no way you can become a swimmer overnight, a cricketer overnight, a cook overnight. You did not learn to button your shirt overnight. You did not learn to brush your teeth overnight. You didn't know how to hold a spoon overnight. This is not a reasonable or human expectation. None of this is going to 180 degrees overnight. Remember the carry forward effect, and also that it takes some time to train ourselves to be a certain way. I guarantee if you're looking for money and you win the lottery, it's a reality you are not going to be able to handle unless you have trained yourself into it. If you do not know how to swim and you're thrown off the deep end, are you even going to survive? All healing applies the same laws of life and reality. You want something, you see the changes day after day after day. Darius is so fit. Whatever he's doing, whether it is yoga, Zumba, the gym, you ask him how long it took for him to have those awesome guns.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. I followed him back when he was an attorney, and it's because of him that I've stayed with him on this stuff. But my question is through all these different people out there and the affirmations, you hear some of them say, when you say things, don't put it in a negative way, put it in a positive way, because the universe or spirit doesn't recognize negativity. So what you don't want can still come to you. So how does that work when you say, I don't want this garbage? Is that apply?
First of all, this is not an affirmation. It's a decree. And a decree is a command. Second of all, what do you mean by the universe doesn't understand? What is there that the universe cannot understand? Who created you? Can you understand the universe? How can the universe not understand? Who will understand them? And universe being another word for God, for presence, for spirit. Who will understand? And if you're saying there's another universe in which this is going to understand, are you saying there are two gods? So think very carefully when you say these things. Only the universe loves and understands and accepts you unconditionally. Who gave you language? You? No, the universe did. How does the universe not understand? I'll tell you why as well. You've asked this question. They are not wrong from the point of view of affirmations, because affirmations only work with the conscious mind.
Okay.
The decrees work with the conscious, subconscious, unconscious, because the decrees activate the highest consciousness, the superconscious. The decrees, as the fastest language of transformation, cannot exist only in the conscious mind. I know that you felt something shift when you said this 5 times. There is no affirmation in the world that you can say 5 times and have a shift, because it's only working with your head. And because it's working with your head, and the head's tendency is to be negative, like always planning for the worst, always thinking the worst, always doom gloom, because that's our training. Because our forefathers thought that if we prepared enough for the dinosaur, we would win, which is not true at all. We didn't win then, we're not winning now. The decrees are not affirmations. When you apply a decree and you can see how quickly it's working, it's because that's the nature of the decree. I don't want this garbage. And whatever you felt, Shelley, we were checking on your level of stuckness. Whatever that is right now, let me give you the counterpart to the I don't want this garbage.
Okay.
And everybody, understanding garbage to be all the things that you don't want, the negativities, maybe even karma that you don't want, apply this next decree as well, which is as simple as I want the opposite of this garbage. Only 5 times. I want the opposite of this garbage. 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 Have water.
Okay.
And Shelley, I will ask you how you're doing in just a moment. I want to explain one more thing about reality. And in reality, all reality is dual. In fact, you cannot experience reality without the duality. You will not understand night if you don't have day. You will not understand summer if you don't have winter. You will not understand happiness if you don't have unhappiness. The polar opposite of night, day, summer, winter, happiness, sorrow is what allows us to experience each as is. And therefore, you will not understand light without dark. Having said that, if you have too much garbage and stuckness, there is not enough light in your life. What you want is to keep reducing the darkness by increasing the light. It doesn't mean the darkness will disappear overnight, because you are also attached to some of this darkness. It's a habit now, right? If you're saying Shelley, like Shelley, if you've also been living with it for a long time, you can create a habit within 7 days. And much as this is something that you don't want, you can still get attached to it. And it can still get attached to you. Therefore, the journey of reality towards your best and most enlightened life is making sure that every day you are working on the reduction, release, removal of darkness, and you are increasing your light. Right now, what we did, remember I said the decrees are a language of light? There is lightness. There is no way, of course, we saw that from the first exercise itself. There's no way you are feeling as stuck or sorrowful or suffering or strained as when we were before we started this, because we brought in the light. And
You
our
feeling, Shelley? Checking with Shelley really quick.
I had to say a lot better.
Good.
Processing it, but I do feel a lot better, and
Yeah.
just thinking about a lot that was said.
Open that up. Like what I would say is now open that reality. It's almost like opening up a window on a computer. Like, what do you do when you want to go to another frame on your computer and work in another program? You double click, you open up the window, and now you look at that window. If you're like, hey, I want to work in Microsoft Word, but I'm going to open up Excel and keep that open, you couldn't get into Word and type what you want. So that 1% or 10% that you feel better, start to now open and stay in that reality. And we're going to do more of that. So thank you,
That's
Shelley.
correct.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for being with me so long. And let me clarify something here on the negative, saying things negative, like I don't want. That relates to the subconscious mind, that the subconscious mind, we are told, cannot process a negative. So if we were talking to the subconscious mind, it's very possible the subconscious could not process a negative of I don't want. But the superconscious mind absolutely knows I don't, I do, has all wisdom of everything. So what Nidhu is saying is that the universe, as this superconscious mind, or the doorway to superconscious, or beyond the superconscious, understands all. But what Shelley was saying was subconscious programming. Yes, it is true that the subconscious cannot process a negative. So some different distinctions there. And Nidhu, I want to go to another caller here. I've got Mary Jo. I love getting into this because you see, guys, this is the secret sauce that creates realities. And you can see how Shelley was speaking spiritual terms, but are those things actually creating the reality she wants? No, we got to get the recipe right. So let's go to Mary Jo. Mary Jo, what's going on?
Well, finances. Ugh,
Okay.
bad. Bad juju, finances.
It's a bad juju.
I have a question though as well. Are we turning our entire head to the side, not just the eyes, right? Right and left?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're turning your full neck.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So this bad juju, although your use of the word tells me that either you're picking up on the fact that this could be happening from outside of you, or that this is a curse taking place for quite some time. Is your reality the same as your family's?
Well, my husband just passed, and was a bit of COVID debt, and I'm 75, and so I'm struggling with trying to get everything paid, and I'm gonna have to go and get another job here. And so at my age, it's like, okay, I need all the help I can to manifest the money or the opportunities or whatever it is I need to do to kind of keep my head above water.
Correct. I'm, you know, I do understand that when we've thought of a solution, that is the solution. But Mary, money cannot be an end goal. Money is a byproduct of what we do and who we are. And therefore, if you're going to chase money, you are going to struggle. I'm so sorry. The
Well, I
goal is,
can't let my bills, I can't, can't lose my house. Can't,
yeah,
I
correct.
gotta
Correct.
have food. And, I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying. And yet I am in this wedge between a rock and a hard spot going, okay, yeah, how do
So,
I manifest this without, I don't know. It's an interesting lesson for sure.
correct. So here's the answer. Like we spoke about the reality of life of dark and light, there is a darkness to what's going on with the lack of money. And what you're saying is, I'm going to find the money and not have the lack of money. Whereas the opposite has to be done. You have to work on what the lack of money is doing. And that will bring the money in. You are not clearing the fear, stress, urgency, panic, desperation that you must be going through very often. Instead, you're saying, let this stay where it is. And even though I don't have space for money, let me chase after the money. Where will it come? Where will you keep it? There is no space for it. If your cupboard is full, how can you say you want more clothes and then say, oh, but you know what? My problem is I'm not being able to get more clothes. Your problem is not money. Money is never the problem. The problem is what's happening around money. I will say it again. Anytime you make money a end goal, you are in trouble. You got to take a look at what it's doing to you to not have the money. The healing is not getting money. That's manifesting work. The healing is looking at how hard your life is right now. And because it relates to your story somewhat, I'm just going to quickly bring up the similar thing, right? I had somebody who could only afford one session, and she saved up for that session. And she said, please just give me money decrease. I just want money decrease. I just have to manifest money. I have a brother. He's got to go to college. I have my mother. My boyfriend can't help me anymore. Just give me money decrease. I asked her, why are you in such a situation? And she said, 3 months back, my father passed. What should we be working on, Mary?
Well,
We've got to work on what has happened, because you've lost maybe the provider, you've lost the support system, you've lost the rock. By the way, that's what I started doing immediately. I said, can we work on this a little bit? On what's happening to your life? Sorry, is what I was telling her. Is you work on your life? And she said, okay. In 5 minutes of us beginning the work and the clearing of what this was doing, she remembered an old investment that she could sell and have money for the next 6 months. It's a story I share very often. And T, if you're listening, I know you're doing well. It's this where she cried, where we looked at what was going on. The money came. We didn't do any money work. And this, right? Everybody on this race to money, please, by all means, if you have a business, if you have a career, if you have a job, money is a part of it. But if your end goal is money, it's not coming. And if it's coming, it's not staying. Because this is not money's job in this reality. Money is a symptomatic issue. If you are chasing money, it's because there's something else you are not dealing with. And Mary, when you said juju, whether so juju being, right? Somebody's put a curse. Somebody's done voodoo. It's also bad luck. What you're calling bad luck could really just be that you've misunderstood what has to be done around money. That your husband's going has left you in this shock, inability, whatever. You know, I as an Indian, I've seen my mother and other women in my family depend only on the men for paperwork, taxes, etc. So I do not know, Mary, if you're equipped also and you're just looking at that paperwork and it's a paperwork that's killing you and you're thinking, oh, if I can get money, everything will be fine. Everything will be better for sure. That's also money's power in this reality, but everything will not be fine. So, Mary, when you think about money right now, tell me how it makes you feel to not have it.
How it makes me feel? Annoyed.
Good. Do you think annoyance is a manifesting energy?
No.
So how will the money come when this is filling up your plate? You got to remove it off your plate. And this is what we're going to do. I don't want this financial annoyance. Before you say that, on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is not at all and 10 is very high, how much is your annoyance?
Oh, geez, the 10 right now.
Let's go with 10. More than 10 is also acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just going to say it 5 times. I don't want this financial
I don't want this
annoyance.
financial annoyance. I don't want this 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 financial annoyance.
Everybody else as well. And now tell me where it was.
About an 8.
100. How much is it?
8.
8. And now just look to your right, your neck. Look to your left. Come back to the center. Smile at me. Have some water. Take 10 seconds, although I think you are.
Yeah, I'm quicker than that. It's down to a 6.
It's down to a 6. Everybody, it's down to a 6 from a 10 in less than 35 seconds. And we're going to do nothing. We're just going to wait for 10 seconds. We're just going to maybe have a sip of water. Maybe I'll just say things like we'll have a sip of water. So 10 seconds go by.
Hmm.
and they're almost gone by. Just
Yeah, I
another
can
2.
feel it falling.
And that's how quickly a decree works. That's how quickly the light comes back. Annoyance is part of the darkness, the stuckness, the garbage. Money is not coming. Now we've made space on our plate. And Mary, very quickly, I will tell you that opportunities, tax refunds, rebates, discount, sales, gifts, all of these are messages of money. So in the same day, just see what happens.
Okay.
Just see what shows up for you.
Amazing. Okay, Mary Jo, thank you. And Nidhu, for everyone here, you're not saying don't go out and get a job, but don't go get a job chasing money. Come from the standpoint of abundance and healed with money, and then go do whatever ways you're called to receive money, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So this is not about not working
Doing.
and
Yeah.
earning.
Because a
Yeah.
lot of people are like, no, let me just sit here and like but it's like, no, do this stuff, but come from a different place while you're doing. And then you may find, oh my gosh, I have this investment. Oh my gosh, somebody came up to me at lunch and said they want me to do this, and oh, I got a better job, or and this is a different. It's changing who you're being because you're healing the underlying energy. I agree completely. This is so critical right now, so critical. Any thoughts on that? And we are going to do a process, so I appreciate you sharing all this. Any thoughts, Nidhu?
Oh, I thought you were. Sorry. I thought you were waiting for someone else.
No,
Sorry.
no.
No, absolutely agree. The end goal cannot be money because it's oh wow, people in the share market make money, but I have no head for maths. But you know what? Let me get into the share market. Guess what's going to happen? So
No.
you got to take a look at your capabilities, competencies, as well as your joys and passions. And if you're so stressed out about money, and therefore now you just got to do anything, like whatever, then you got to work on the stressed outness about money and the answer will come. Because I'll also say this, my lovelies, and this is not for senior citizens, but there is no shortage of work if you're willing to do anything for money. McDonald's is always looking out for people. There are always people required for Zepto, for Zomato, Uber. If if you are willing to work, money will come. Because I've
Yeah.
also often seen this, that the maximum stress that takes place is also the same person, while telling me they're dying because there's no money, is not willing to do what it takes to get the money.
It's true. But we're unwinding that today because when you are not desperately seeking money, then when you go do things, you do things out of a different level of joy,
Correct.
possibility, brilliance, genius, and then the money comes in. And I see this all the time. I can read, I have some people that I work with and they're trying to do these things, and I'm like, you don't even like this. This isn't even your passion. You just think you're going to make a bunch of money. And they
Yeah.
don't make any money at it because they're not coming from a true place of wholeness. So, yeah, all right. I want to get to some things happening. Heidi said, my anger about my neighbor is gone. Another person said, my stiff shoulder is gone. It released, says Kailash. Heidi, the anger is gone. Wow, very interesting. Grief and loss. Rhonda, it sounds like that is gone. Let us know what's going on. Wow, we had Sahir went from a 10 to a 5, now a 2 regarding sadness around money. Wow.
Super. Super. And see
Wow.
the answers, messages, and guidances that come, because they will come. Because that's also one of the 4 ways in which the decrees work. You must
Yeah.
look at the response that shows up.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, we haven't even totally unpacked the overnight miracle. So imagine, well, let's just be clear on this. So when we were speaking with, I think it was beautiful Shelley, who's a longtime listener. And Shelley, I appreciate you listening and putting up with me for so many years. But Shelley, that was the first caller, right? Nidhu, Shelley? Yeah.
Yes.
And she was saying, well, my analytical mind is trying to figure it all out. Guess what is asleep overnight, right? The analytical mind. And this is where the portal opens. This is where someone like Shelley, who for years maybe has been kind of overthinking it, perhaps, now that steps aside. So, very key points that we're seeing unpacked today at UWealth Revolution. So, can we go and begin the process, the 2 words, 5 seconds manifestation attunement, and tell us what we're going to do? And then I'm going to turn off the live stream for anybody listening in on Facebook or YouTube, so I don't want someone driving off a cliff as they begin to shift out of some old energy. So, we're going to end the stream. You can grab the full interview at uwealthrevolution.com/Nidhu, Nidhu 31. And then Nidhu, whenever you're ready, tell us what we're going to do, and we're ready to receive.
It's as simple as this.
Okay.
So the decrees as a language have, we use punctuation a little differently. Or we use symbols a little differently. We use capitals a little differently. We write things a little differently. So one of the most important punctuation marks of the decrees is the exclamation mark. And the exclamation mark is all that I would like you to do with your fingertips in front of your body from above your head. So you're just going to draw a straight line and a dot at the bottom. Okay? So just and dot. And tell me what starts happening to your head, to your chest, to your stomach, to your breathing, to your shoulders. Just once. We're going to try it one more time, and this time with our eyes closed. So with your eyes closed, you would just take your fingertips above your head, come down, put the dot of the exclamation mark underneath the line. Sorry, I opened my eyes, but have water. Tell me what's happening in your frontal part. If your eyes are still closed, please open them. Have some water. Have as much water as you need because energy shifts require water. And in fact, if your mouth is dry, if your throat is dry, if you're feeling thirsty, it's a massive sign that your energies are shifting. I am going to ask you to close your eyes again. And I'm going to give you 2 words. And you know these words, you've used these words, but you're going to use them 10 times together right now. Whatever it is that's going on in your life will already feel a little diminished because of the work we did earlier on with Shelley and then Mary and the quietness of the exclamation in our auric field. What we want to say, because there is good in everything and everything happens for a reason, and there is a purpose to why it's taking place. And to get these answers and to get these guidances, even to get the sense of connection back with life and the universe, the 2 words that we are going to say 10 times are thank you, God. Eyes closed. Thank you, God. 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 Stay with your eyes closed. Honor every sensation, reaction, emotion coming up right now. Take your time, and whenever you're ready, you'll open your eyes gently Have some water. Turn to the right. Turn to the left. Come back to the center and let us know, how are you doing? Whatever were your problems till 4 minutes back, when you think about that problem now, how big is it? How small is it? Does it even exist?
Let us know in the chat. And I'll share really quick. The first thing I felt with this line was it felt like everything kind of got in alignment.
Alignment. Yeah.
Alignment, yeah, like all my chakras or energy centers started to line up, almost like somebody pulled me, kind of like, and all of a sudden everything lined up. And so there was a lot more clarity of thinking. And let us know what you're feeling. A few people are writing into us. Wow, one person said, I'm totally sweating. Let me know what happened, iPhone user, on that. Another person feeling more relaxed, feeling focused, is Mary Jo. Daphne was more relaxed. So here, wow, calmness. Lisa Fry, so much chills. Rhonda, contraction and then a release. Very interesting. Another person, mouth dry. A lot of people with dry throat, which you said was good. Okay.
Superb.
Yeah. Wow. Drink some water. Um, Very giddy, iPhone user says, I was very giddy, but my eyes were tearing up. Interesting. Tears of joy, maybe? Hands are burning, says Lydia. I felt energy running down my crown chakra, down through my body. Total chills. Then I coughed at the end. Maybe a release, says Lisa.
Yes.
Asks Lisa, what do you
Yes.
think? Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Immense gratitude, Lori Ann Young. Wow. Exclamation point exercise. Right hand breathing started flowing. Breathing flowed well, got lightheaded. Pretty cool overall. Thank you. Wow.
Awesome.
Yawning a lot, says Penny. So yeah, lots of shifts happening. Keep it coming, everyone. Let me know what's going on. Deep sigh. O'Dial says some tiredness. Very interesting. Maybe time to take a nap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, anything you want to share about this? What are you sensing from people? What are you kind of seeing energetically in everyone here?
Well, based on the symptoms, there does seem to be quite a bit that has gotten carried forward. Burning, for example, indicates deep anger as well as jealousies. In fact, unhandleable jealousies. And this could have happened because maybe you had this while growing up, maybe your parents, maybe siblings, maybe you recognize it in yourself. But the burning of your hands also indicated to me a past life where you were punished with fire. So this is a massive carry forward, but it's releasing. That's the thing to keep in mind. The thing with spinning or head getting giddy is about control. If you've been controlling yourself very tightly, when something breaks that apart, then we can start feeling giddy. Giddy is, I'm not in control. I don't know what to hold on to. And control itself is a behavioral symptom of deep insecurities. And insecurities come from fears of losses because losses have taken place. So for you, working through your losses will be your ultimate reality shifter and changer for your giddiness, or even for the one who's mentioned vertigo, I think that will happen as well. And somebody mentioned exhaustion. Again, right? When we speak the language of truth, or when we work with the truth, what is the truth reveals itself. You're tired, got revealed, and exactly as Darius said, maybe time for a nap. And very quickly, let me tell you all, the overnight miracle maker, which is based on the fact that tomorrow begins tonight, as well as the science of sleep, is applicable even for your naps, which means that just a few seconds before you take your nap, you give the overnight miracle maker. And then you see, even though it's been a shorter round of sleep, how you wake up.
We're going to talk more about this and what you are discovering and unpacking for people with this. And still more things coming in from folks. Hot and then very cold, yawning a lot. while feeling a shift, started feeling pretty lightheaded and then super cool. We're going to talk more about this. Big releases, no more feeling of struggle. So, yeah, let's dive into the other side of this, which is what you've unpacked about the overnight miracle. And I'm going to share a way that you can actually get some more support from Nidhu as well, because we're going to be talking about what this really is and getting into more specifics. Because one of the things that accelerates all of this, particularly if you're enjoying this session, is the latest addition to Nidhu's work, which is all new. And this is the first place it is being revealed. It's called the Overnight Miracle Maker, and it's at uwealthrevolution.com/Nidhu31, NIDHU31. And this is how you can actually begin seeing shifts every single day in your day reality while you manifest at night and start the process while you sleep. And Nidhu, I want to make a quick note. We've got an early bird right now for those of you that want to have a personal session with the amazing Nidhu Kapoor, and it is $30 off for about the next week or so. Unless we get really low on units, it may go away sooner, but that is going to give you everything on the page plus 30 minutes with Nidhu Package C, which I know is going to be super popular. Now, Nidhu, we got to ask, so many stories here. I got to tell you, these magic words transformed my life. Another person, the first 20 years, I finally have a calm that I didn't know I could access. That was only in one day. My years of worrying is now down to 80% of what it was. The Overnight Miracle Maker is insane. I can't believe how light, happy, and confident I am over and over again. Tell me really quick kind of what you're doing here, and then we're going to unpack each piece from package A all the way through. But I'll recommend everybody, if you want time and everything here, go with package C. So tell us what you're doing and what this is all about.
Yeah. So, you know, the fact is that even though a lot of us have been on this journey, there is a certain amount of stress and pressure to our lives, right? We all have negative days, overwhelming days, painful days, exhausting days. How about exhaustion? How about fatigue? How about brain fog? How about excessive amounts of pressurizing days, difficult days? It's for that purpose that the overnight miracle maker exists or has come into reality. Because please don't give me more work. Please don't ask me to do another thing has been completely eradicated because you are just going to say 7 words and your sleep is going to do the rest. Yes, I'm going to give you those 7 words. You're going to try it right now, tonight, and you're going to see how it is for you as well, because the program does begin in August. But you will get to try it right now because there's more than one overnight miracle maker. So I'm going to give you the foundation overnight miracle maker on the call itself. But what this is really doing is making sure that you are not struggling, resisting, questioning, doubting anymore, because your inner world that is so open when you go to sleep, that inner world shifting, rewiring, changing, transforming happens most effectively, brilliantly, potently when you go to sleep. In fact, till now, till this call, bedtime has been completely overlooked as a manifestation period. But it is, remember, sleep changes realities. It is not about healing harder, it's about healing smarter.
Yeah.
And the OM, I love the abbreviation as well. The OM is one of the smartest ways you can accelerate your own healing or begin your healing journey. Remember, it's just 7 words that you say just one time.
So you have Nidhu. We're going to go through package A, and then I want to talk about the one-on-one time with Nidhu. It's 30 minutes one-on-one. Package C, early bird today until probably about a week, but they're going to go quick, and you don't want to wait 2, 3 months. That would not be fun. Grab it now. So the way this is set up, which is really cool, you have foundation level 1, which is Om. And then you have creation level 2, Om. And then you have liberation level 3, Om. And then bonus alchemy, Om, as well. So tell me a little bit about these 3 items and kind of how they fit together, how we might start to use them. And I love this because we are setting the stage for the miraculous things while we sleep. Tell me about these 3,
That's right.
4.
So package A is truly your foundational package, where package A has your pathway,
Okay.
where you start practicing with the 7 words. And by the way, I've given you 6 options with them. Like I said, right, there's more than one overnight miracle maker. I've given you 7 options. And these 7 options you would use every second or third night, right? You get your system acclimatized to this. You get your system attuned to this. So starting with the foundation overnight miracle maker, which is your foundation Om, where your body and the words learn that, hey, this is truly working, which you will see from day 1 itself, I guarantee. Unless you have a lot of numbness in the body, or you are dealing with a lot of disconnection and exhaustion, because it takes energy even to have awareness of shifts. So unless these 3 are going on, you will not be able to figure out what it is, but it will still be happening. Waking up fresher, in the few people who have tried this, waking up fresher is, everybody comes back with it. So waking up fresher is just a side benefit. It's not even what we're asking for. It just so happens, because not only does it work while you sleep, as in your sleep works for you while you sleep, it does something to the quality of your sleep as well, to the depth of your sleep as well. So it does something to how much better whatever is taking place in sleep, tissue repair, hormonal balancing, emotional regulation, nervous system processing, nervous system calming down, immunity boosters, and of course, the inner pathways, inner roads to other dimensions opening up. Whatever is happening in sleep is happening better because of these 7 words. So when you wake up, you're waking up fresher along with dash, dash, dash. So first, the foundation, Om, which is you and your body get used to how this is working. From there, you want to use the overnight miracle maker to start asking for what you want, to manifest what you want, basically create what you want. So the next level, you have this, now you begin creating.
So we go from level 1, and then at some point, or how soon after do we go to level 2 here?
Within about a week.
Oh, 1 week. Okay, cool. Oh, I love that. I love the structure, because this is where, you just basically set it and allow it, right? Okay, so after 1 week, then we go to level 2.
Yeah, go to level 2. And this is where you will use the overnight miracle maker for what you want. Whatever your list is, it doesn't matter. You don't even have to keep it standardized. Do you want to do more than 5 seconds? Do more than 5 seconds. You want to do 15 minutes of overnight miracle makers before you sleep? Do 15 minutes of overnight miracle makers before you go to sleep. But basically, this is where you are going to start actively manifesting. Not that you're not manifesting in level 1. You are. But this is unique to you. You asking for what you want and letting the superconscious and your sleep bring you messages, guidances, doors, opportunities, ways, people, supports to make it happen, to make it a reality.
Love it. Okay, now I want to ask. I've been dying to ask, or living to ask, I should say. Um, liberation. Okay, so then what do we do? When do we move to level three, which is liberation, which is very exciting. And I'm going to go through all of these, but just to let everyone know, we're already getting some folks grabbing package C, which gets you everything in this program, A, B, and 30 minutes with Nidhu Kapoor. So we're going to talk about that. But what about level three here?
So, level three, remember what we spoke about money?
Yes.
Just basically bringing in anything you want. You got to make sure there's enough space on your plate, in your drawer, on your bed, in your cupboard. You got to let go. You know what you want to let go of. It's just that it never crossed your mind to do it actively. As you begin the creation, which is bringing in the light, bringing in the new energy, what has to be moved out will either start revealing itself or becoming obvious to you. Which is why, as you start bringing in the new clothes, you got to find the old ones that you got to take out and give away. And liberation is that. The things you need to be liberated to make space and place for what you want to create. Can you listen to liberation before you do creation? Of course. Only the foundation one is number one.
Okay.
Can you interchange doing this? You can. Because once you've understood how this is working and you can see the shifts for yourself with the foundation overnight miracle maker, it's a piece of cake. From
I love the
from
chronology too. I love the fact that people just kind of move through these. And then, can I ask you, then alchemy is another
yeah,
level. Okay, I think you were probably going to go to this, right? Sorry for jumping in, but
yeah.
I'm so curious. Okay.
Alchemy combines creation and liberation because that is your ultimate alchemy, where you let
Yes.
go and also receive. So, alchemy is a combo set.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing both together. And again, right, all of this is in chronological order so that none of it is a shock to your system. Remember, you're sleeping. Therefore, you want to make it as gentle as possible. You are not going to give an overnight miracle maker to wake up on top of Mount Everest, right? Because that's such a shock to the system.
Right.
So you don't shock the system, you go step by step by step. But alchemy is your ultimate, where, hey, I'm working on getting what I want, and I'm working on letting go of what I don't want. I want and I don't want, very crucial over here. And this, right? These, where you speak, sleep, shift, create, liberate, alchemize. That's your pathway in the overnight miracle maker. And this pathway is also available to you as a PDF. Across this pathway, there are 160 decrees. Those 160 decrees are available to you straight away in the PDF because package A is actually designed as a DIY crash course in the overnight miracle maker. You take package A, you know exactly what to do, how to do it, how to say it, how to frame it, how to adapt it, because all of it is adaptable. If there is something I've missed out in this 160 decree, you can adapt it very easily because all decrees are adaptable. Meaning, in the PDF itself, and the PDF is also not very long, you've got everything you need to understand about the overnight miracle maker. How to use it, how to make it for yourself.
Love it. Well, I'm going to share. We got a very special discount as well, 64% off, as you can imagine. So it'd easily be $275. Package A is
It's
just $99. So there's a lot there. And it's at uwealthrevolution.com/Nidhu. Now, question because I do want to talk about your one-on-one time, but you're doing 4 live trainings, August 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th. So everyone, like, put a little bookmark in your mind because these are going to be really powerful, and you're going to get access to a private Telegram community, so you don't have to be alone. We're going to talk about that, but I get the sense a lot of people are going to want to clear the way for their dream future with you one-on-one. And so that's package C. We've got a big discount now while they last. We've got a certain number at, I think it is a pretty big, like $30, $40 discount, $30 discount. Tell me what this is like, what happens on these sessions, and what are some of your favorite stories, Nidhu? Because package C is the one where you're going to get one-on-one time with Nidhu Kapoor.
So everything moves rapidly. And because package C, including the session, includes package B and package A, you are going to have the PDF with you. So you would just take a look at that PDF, bring it to the call, and you and I will sit and personalize your overnight miracle maker for you. Along with that, I will very quickly be doing decrees for your particular unique session, a situation where you just sit back and allow your systems to shift. And you can see how fast it works. There are more than 100 decrees apart from the overnight miracle makers. So when we do a session together, whatever it is that you would like to work on, or how many ever things you would like to work on, there's no limit.
Wow.
We will
In
work
just
on.
2 days, yeah, peace and prosperity from Nidhu's Magic. So yeah, we don't know how things are going to open up for you. Everyone is different. In one session, I got the courage to break away from a toxic corporate job. So many stories. And you're going to help them design, in
Yeah.
many respects, the new reality. And like we did, but of course, getting more personal, getting into deeper things, it's almost like you're going to, be able to pull away those things that they need to release, those
Yes,
blockage
very
points. How would you describe that, Nidhu? Because that's a real key piece for people personally wanting to move forward and accelerate out of the reality they're in.
correct. And these things are more clearer and obvious when you're speaking to someone.
Yeah.
On our own, the mind does give these solutions. Oh my God, I got to get money, without recognizing what's actually supposed to be liberated before the money can be created. And
Yeah.
this pathway, right? The pathway of shifting, creating, liberating, alchemizing. It's the same pathway we're going to use when you and I sit together and have our conversation. So we're going to be taking a look at, listen, do you need to be creating more? Do you need to be liberating more? Do you need to be alchemizing more? And that is why when you have a printout of that PDF in front of you, it's going to be very quickly and easily done. We will take a look at your pathway. Let us say that you've come with a problem, or let us say you've come with a solution or what you wish to bring into your life. We will take a look as to where is your biggest gap. Is it in the shifting? Is it in the creation? Is it in the liberation? Or is it in the alchemy? And depending on that, once we've identified your gap, it's a matter of a few minutes, as you can see, of doing the body process and you getting your own personalized overnight miracle makers that you can continue to use forever.
Love it. Well, package C has 30 minutes with Nidhu Kapoor, plus package A and B included. And, there were so many stories in here that I got to admit, I took some out, Nidhu, because, I didn't want to get in trouble with authorities of like, hey, this person made this much money and now you promise this, because we can't promise. We don't know. Everyone's different, right? But there were so many stories with numbers and great things. I was like, I got to adjust this a little bit just for regulations. So just want to let y'all know there's stories on here that are pretty general, but there's a lot of specific stuff I had to pull out just to be compliant. So we don't know what's going to happen, but here's what I know. Everyone has a better possible future, a magical future when you understand how reality works. And I know because I see this all the time once people shed the old illusions. And so Nidhu is an amazing being, and I'm going to share, you're going to get a $30 instant discount while this lasts to work with Nidhu Kapoor. And these are going to go quick. It's a busy time, even though it's summer. A lot of people are going deeper because they are excited about what's coming up at UWealth going into July and August. And this one's going to go quick because a lot of people have been waiting for Nidhu to come back because they realize there's a lot of things that can move a lot faster than the traditional sort of like, spiritual clearing, releasing, all of this sort of unwinding the onion kind of thing. People are kind of tired of that. They've been doing that, and all they do is find more stuff to unwind, but they still don't get what they want. So these type of programs absolutely are like shortcuts that accelerate also the work you've been doing. We're going to be talking about the 2-word consciousness upgrades as well. This is a bonus you're going to get between now and Sunday at midnight. But tell me about package B and what you're going to do on these beautiful evening, when they're not evening sessions, they might be actually, they are kind of evening, at least for folks in the US. So what are you going to be doing, or in IST, what are you going to be doing on these 4 45-minute live group calls, Nidhu?
We're going to be doing more overnight miracle makers. In package A, you've got the foundation set. The foundation set that begins with your level A foundational set that is then advanced and grown till the alchemy level. But there are more and more versions available of what is there in package A. So in our group sessions, we're going to get together. We're going to understand how everybody is responding. Of course, we also have a Telegram group where we are going to be chatting, and we're going to be reminding each other every day, hey, don't forget to do your Om today. So we're going to be chatting there, and on our group calls, we're going to be taking a look as to where we are, how we're doing, just in case there are any clarifications or doubts. I doubt very much, but just in case. But mostly, we are going to be doing more overnight miracle makers.
And I got to say this, you're going to have prosperity nights. So there'll be overnight miracle makers for prosperity. That's fun. Healing support nights to support your soul healing journey. Weight release nights. You got to tell me about this because that's interesting. Relationship reset nights. Hormonal balance, rebalance nights. Discomfort relief nights. Basically, you can take so many different things that we've been working on and then use this doorway opening like a combination lock, because you got to know how to do this the right way to then accelerate this journey. So I love that. Tell me more about some of the different possible nights that people can open up.
Correct. And these nights, these nights actually came up because in the conversations that I was having, discomfort nights actually did come from somebody who's going through hot flashes at night, menopause, but I didn't want to say menopause nights. So it was, it's everything. Like as a group, whatever it is you are going through, let us say, and we usually do end up having one particular thing per week. Like I have noticed that somebody would say, you know what, I'm having this going on in my house. And invariably there will be others who will end up saying, you know what, I'm also going through something similar.
Yeah.
So depending on what we are going through, because remember, we are together on the Telegram group and we are chatting every day. So whatever it is we are going through till the morning of the call is what that day's call will be. And the overnight miracle maker, the next one, because there are going to be 4 more after this, after the ones available in package A. So 4 more, because every call will have another overnight miracle maker. We will adapt to the particular situation that has come up, whether it's come up for prosperity, whether it has come up for debt, whether it has come up for relationship reset, whether it has come up for hormonal issues, whether it has come up for gut detox. We will do them on the calls. In fact, within 45 minutes, we would have finished doing our clearings. We would have finished learning our new overnight miracle maker, because you can see how tough is it. You all have already all learned 2 decrees as well as 2 decree body processes already, right? Because it's so simple. So in 45 minutes, we will not just work on whatever it is that has shown up for all of us during the week. We will also walk away with the next round and batch of the overnight miracle maker.
I love it. I love it. Well, it's all here. And I want to hear from all of you. What is maybe like a big question you have or an area of what you need help with? Because we're going to dive in here. Wow. Amazing stories. In just 2 days, peace and prosperity. I have a junior colleague who is a huge trigger for me, and she ended up being on my team in a new multi-million-dollar international project. And she says it just took 2 days for peace to show up. And not just that, another 2 deals are underway as well.
All
You
those
know,
multi-million dollar deals. Yeah.
yeah, everyone's different. So I'm just going to say, like, what is it for you that you want to see open up? Use this window and use these tools. And if you really want to go into it as quick and fast, get help from Nidhu and get package C. And then the 2 words consciousness updates, that is super cool. Upgrades. We've got a bonus due now on Sunday at midnight. So this is not merely letting go. Tell people this all the time. It's about consciously choosing what comes next. It's at uwealthrevolution.com/Nidhu, Nidhu 31. Tell me about these upgrades, what you're going to be, what it is that is important about this bonus and why you chose it for us on this very special offering.
So, in a way, a consciousness upgrade is another way to say reality changer.
Yeah.
Your reality has to change when your consciousness does. And this, right, which is also something that Darius has been talking about, this reality changing, timeline jumping, this movement requires your consciousness upgrade, because the thing that is evolving rapidly, in fact, at the speed of light right now, is consciousness, is our awareness. Our physical evolutions, because of the digital world that has come in, will take hundreds of years, will take centuries. But till then, our free will, our awareness, our consciousness is the evolution that's taking place. Ascension is really that change in consciousness. It is not that in ascension we would have ascended to the middle of the sky. It's our consciousness that would have expanded. And therefore, any process that makes you feel lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, because lightness is your measurement of consciousness.
Yeah.
The more light, the more consciousness, which is why the ultimate in consciousness is enlightenment, 100% light. And these 2 words, these conscience for consciousness upgraders, ascension, the the movement is towards that more lightness. You
Yeah.
will feel lighter. And as you keep listening to it, you will feel lighter and lighter. And of course, you won't be just listening to it. You will also be applying the overnight miracle maker. So lightness, here we come. Ascension, here we come. Evolution, here we come. Consciousness upgrade, we're there.
I love it. And I mean, this is a tool. You're not only getting Nidhu's help in the live calls, you're going to get the whole framework in package A, you get the live calls in package B, and then you get one-on-one to actually use this again and again. And this is I got to tell you, this is one of the big secrets across time that very wise people have understood this portal. And Nidhu, I applaud you for going in and showing and availing this for humanity so that we can use it and looking at it in the ways that you are, because there's something very profound about not just using it to manifest, but as you said, you first open the door, but then you're going to choose from the creation standpoint and then move into liberation and using it for liberation, which is an adjunct of manifesting, but it's releasing, and then using it for the alchemy where you combine the two. And I got to tell you, these are really, really well thought out and very intricate reality reformation tools with very specific order. And that's what really excites me, because as I go through this, I see you totally get how reality works. And I got to tell you, I've had one of the reasons I cut back on the show is I had a lot of people that I would just hear stuff they're saying, and I'm like, that's completely impossible what you're saying. It doesn't work that way. And then later I'd find out that they absolutely like are having all kind of challenges. I'm like, well, that makes sense because what they're saying is not true. This is really key for people to understand. So, Nidhu, I love it. I love what you're doing. I love the way you've organized it. And yes, this is a very powerful way to go about it.
Thank you. I quickly in package
Yeah.
A, there is something that is called the complete Om journey, and the complete
Oh,
Om
yeah.
journey, your complete overnight miracle maker journey, is really a combination of all the 4 recordings. Not recommended to go to straight away, because remember, you have to flow through the levels to get there. But those of y'all who are familiar with the decrees, who are absolutely comfortable with how quickly things are shifting, who are not going to get terrified, anxious, nervous because of the speed of which it is happening, you are most welcome to go straight away to the complete journey. And of course, you have the PDF anyway.
I'm going to share for everyone. Check it out. Manifest while you sleep. Yeah, that's a real thing. And in fact, most of the how do I say this? I think some of the wisest people, when you go deep into how they actually did a lot of manifestation, would use these states. For example, I'll share one I've shared through the years. Thomas Edison, like him or not, would get most of his inventions by drifting off and using this state for the information to come into his awareness from the other side, because he realized that he was the bottleneck. His consciousness was the bottleneck. If any of you have been doing like clearing, releasing work for a while, you're working on the most smallest part of yourself to try to somehow open the doorway. Well, what if you just stepped aside and let that doorway come in and then reinform who you are? And now you no longer operate from the limited vessel or associate with the limited vessel because you are experiencing the greater vessel. Some thoughts to think about here, because this is really how reality works and what is exciting about the way Nidhu is unpacking this for everybody. And now you can just apply it the way she has and so many others have. So amazing stuff, Nidhu. I hope I didn't miss anything, but this is awesome.
Not at all. In fact, love what you just shared about Thomas Edison. I didn't know that. But the thing is
Oh, yeah.
that this, right, sleep on it is real. And if you're not unwell or recovering or depressed, but you're sleeping more, it's a sign of ascension.
Yeah, that's
One of
true.
the
Yeah.
symptoms of ascension. Why is that? Because you are getting these notifications and these messages, and basically all these cosmic apps are being downloaded into you at that particular time. So
Mm.
the last minute matters, and it doesn't make a difference how your day has been. It doesn't make a
No.
difference that you've been out partying. It doesn't make a difference if you've been doom scrolling. It doesn't make a difference if you've just had a heavy meal. It doesn't matter. You just say these 7 words once
Oh,
and
okay.
go off to sleep.
All
And
right.
7
Wow.
words, shall I, Darius? These 7 words?
Yeah, if you said, I think if you said you were going to say them,
That's
unpack them. Okay, go ahead.
good. And it's as simple as this. I'll just quickly give you the most briefest of backgrounds. In saying, I don't want this garbage, which was one of the decrees we did with Shelley, the most important words in that were, I don't want. When we said, I want the opposite of this garbage, the most important words in that was, I want. Whether I don't want or I want, I am combining 2 things here. I'm combining intention with desire. A lot of systems usually only work on intention. It is not enough. If your mind could create everything, we all know where we would be living and what cars we would be driving. We aren't. Because intention is not enough. Intention is only one part of it. You need desire. You need the energy of desire. Desire is the fuel. Desire is what will make you want to jump out of bed and go for that training camp so that you can be that cricketer, whatever it is that you are looking for. So I want and I don't want, so important. And these two words of I want is what we are using in the overnight miracle maker. And it is as simple as this. These 7 words are a universal set. In your recording, you will get 7 versions, which is they're all advancing. But these, the ones that I'm about to give you right now, it's universal, which is universal meaning I'm not asking you what you're dealing with. I'm not specifying what you're dealing with. I'm not saying it's for money. I'm not saying it's for your body. I'm not saying it's for your relationships. The universality of this is what I would like you to check on, because at the end of the day, no matter what you are going through, don't we all want to feel a little better? And that's what the overnight miracle maker, most important, number one foundation before the 160 degrees come, is I want to wake up feeling better. I want to wake up feeling better. 7 words. You don't have to say it more than once. You are most welcome to say it twice or thrice. In the recording, I've done it thrice. You don't have to. Only once. Let us say you remembered at dinner, oh my God, I must remember to give the overnight miracle maker before I sleep. It's okay. Give it at dinner time. I want to wake up feeling better. And then you see how you wake up. And please let us know. Please let Darius know how it is.
We're
And
going
you
to
will
have you next week, so we're going to hear some stories. This is incredible. Thank you for that. Thank you for that gift. What a big giver. And I got to share, that is the baseline. And if you want to actually get much more and begin to unpack it in the way that all these other people have, go deeper into the program, because if she's giving you so much today, what will be in here will truly be life changing. And there are different formulas for each level that you want to get to, be it liberation, be it alchemy, be it the complete journey, be it the 160 degrees, be it the entire piece, but then also the evening manifest miracles overnight calls, prosperity, soul alignment, soul healing, weight release, relationship reset, hormonal rebalancing, realignment, and a lot more, plus the one-on-one time where she's going to hand tailor and create this for you. Nidhu, this is just awesome. You've been such a big giver. I love it. I love it all. I believe absolutely, like, this is one of the most neglected areas of our conscious doorways available to us, and we've been doing it since the beginning of our existence, and we're not using it.
we are not using it. And there are
Or we
so
are
many
using it in the wrong way, right? We're watching the news, right? We're watching, we're talking about all our problems before bed.
correct. Oh, yeah, correct. Or running through that to-do list. And again, I'm not asking you to stop any of that. I'm just saying, say this once before you sleep, and you see how you sleep. You see how you wake up. You see how tomorrow happens. Tomorrow begins tonight. In fact, the more exhausted you are, the more burnt out you are, the more fatigued you are, this is what you need. This is what you must begin to apply. Because one, even if you're so tired that you don't have those 5 seconds to say 7 words, just play the MP3.
Very well. I love it. Everyone, check it out. It's youwealthrevolution.com/Nidhu31. I'll give Nidhu the final word. Check it out there and begin to have shifts while you sleep. It's the Overnight Miracle Maker. And grab your one-on-one session with Nidhu Kapoor while we have an early bird discount of $30. It is there. Nidhu, sorry to cut you off there. Just wanted to share this amazing page. What were you going to say?
What was I going to say? In fact, there is another bonus. There are a couple of bonuses in package A already there. Let us say that you've understood that you got to build up your body to working with this, right? Where you are co-creating with your sleep, but your co-creation is taking place in steps. That you would love to still have more than one decree or 2 decrees. Of course, you actually have 160 decrees, but there's also a silent version that has all 160 decrees. You can keep the silent version playing while you do your 5-second, I want to wake up feeling better. So you can still keep that on, and it's silent, right? It doesn't matter. Whoever is hearing it, no problem at all. So I was going to complete that for the absolute, please don't give me any more work, people and systems that are there. Play that 1 hour silent MP3.
Yeah, so that is included as a bonus. I saw that. So this is a silent MP3. You just play it and you're not having to know anything. You're not having to do much, but just allow this to run. So this is right here, the Silent Om Journey bonus number 3. Amazing. So it's the silent collection of all the Overnight Miracle Makers. I love it. I love it. Just let it run. Yeah, I mean, let that run in your bedroom while you sleep, right? If you can loop it, which, most people know how to do, just let it run. And amazing. So, Nidhu, thank you for this. A big blessing. I know you're coming back next week, so I'm very excited about that. God, this is huge. And everyone, check it out. Wow.
And everybody's going to come back and you're going to tell us how it was.
Yes.
Of course, if you're already playing, you've already picked it up, you're playing, you're going to tell us about that. But otherwise, you're just going to tell us how it was to say, I want to wake up feeling better for 7 days, because you have to do it every day. Remember, it's one night at a time. So one night at a time will change your day at a time, will change your reality at a time, will change your life at a time. So I'm so looking forward to that. I'm so happy I'm coming back next week, Darius.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're going to get more questions answered and see some more shifts and unpack new realities for people. So thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely. Looking forward. So not going to say bye today. Going to say, as they say in France, au revoir. See you soon again. Big love, big hug, and namaste from India.
Namaste. Thank you for doing this, Nidhu. You are amazing. And I'm going to tell everyone here, grab the package if you feel called. Grab the one-on-one time, because that will go quick. We've been running out of these personal sessions over the summer, and get the time to design this for your next level reality. And Nidhu, you are amazing. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Darius. Bye.
Thank
everybody.
you. All right, I'm going to do this, everyone. I'm going to leave the screen open so you can go to the page and you'll have the link, and then I'm going to turn off my camera. We love you. You matter. You are powerful creators, and reality can work in your favor. You understand how to navigate it. So check this out and begin to use your reality to create what you want. It is totally possible. Much love, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye, Nidhu. See you next week.